Today's problem is implement Atoi. So we are given a string S. The objective is to convert it into integer format without utilizing any built-in functions. So A to I conversion means like we need to skip all the leading white spaces. We need to check for the signs plus or minus. The strings can have plus or minus signs. If it is plus, then it's a positive number. If it is a minus, then it's a negative number. And if there is no sign, then it will be positive. Now we need to read the integer by ignoring leading zeros until a non-digit character is encountered or end of the string is reached. If no digits are present, we return 0. And the next case is if the integer is greater than 2 raised to 31 minus 1, which is the maximum value in integer range, then we need to return the integer dot max value. Otherwise, if it is less than minus 2 raised to 31, then we need to return the integer dot min value. So in the first case, the given number is given as minus 1, 2, 3. So this is a minus. So we need to check whether the first character of the string is a negative or a positive. If it is a negative, then at the end of the day we need to multiply with minus 1. Otherwise, if it is a positive, then we need to multiply at the end of the day with a positive 1. So we need to track that, and we need to go through the string and see it. And in this particular case, there is an white space, so we need to get rid of this white space, and we only have a negative number, no other things, so we just need to return 0. So that's the case. If no digits are present, we need to return 0. And this particular case is very much larger than the integer dot max value, so we just need to return the integer dot max value, same as the negative number scenario. And in this particular case, if you see 0 0, this is spaces, so we need to get rid of the spaces, and we need to start from here. And this is a negative number, so we need to track that. And then we have a 0, then we have a 0, then we have 1, so actually our number starts with 1, then 2, so it's a 12, then we have a non-digit number. So the moment we see a non-digit number, we can just stop there and just return the number that we have seen so far. So suppose we have a negative number 1 2 3 as given in the example. The first thing that we need to see is whether the first character is a positive or a negative. So in this case, it's a positive, so we need to track a sign variable which will be flipped to minus 1, and our starting index will be 1 in this particular case. So we will start from 1. This character is 1, so we will hold a variable to have the answer. So initially it is 0, we see a 1, so this is the first digit, so we will do 0 into 10 plus this number, which is 1, which will give us 1. And we move to the next index, which is 2. So now our index is already 1 into 10 plus 2, which will give us a value of 12. Now we move to 3, and this will be 12 into 10 plus 3, which is equal to 120 plus 3 is 123. And after we reach the end of this string, we just come outside and we will multiply it with whatever be the sign, whether it is a negative, whether it is a positive, no matter that, we will just multiply it with and will return it. So suppose this was a positive number, then this will be a positive, so 123 into positive 1 is still 123. Now suppose we can consider that I'm just removing all these values. Now suppose our string have many spaces. I'm just denoting a dash to denote like there are 3 spaces, then a number 1 2 3. So in that case, we need to remove all these. So this is a space, we don't want this in our answer. We move to the next, this is a space, so that also like we don't want in the answer. So this is a space, we don't want that in our answer. Now we have a character which is not a space. So the very first step is to remove the spaces. Remove the spaces. And the next case is to see whether it's a positive or negative. So if it is a positive or negative, we will update our sign variable. And also, like if there is a positive or negative symbol, then we need to start from the next character. So in this particular case, there is no symbol, so we will be starting from this particular character itself. In the third case, suppose we have some a or ampersand or any other number which is not a digit. In that case, we break and return whatever be the result that we have seen so far. So in this particular case, we will just return 12. So these are the main cases that we need to handle in our case. And there is one more thing, this particular case where the number is as large as the integer's maximum value. In that case, we just return the integer dot max value. Otherwise, we will return integer dot min value if it is very small number, which is out of the integer range. So we can start. So as a basic check, if my s is null or the s dot length is 0, I will just return 0. So the very step is to remove white space. I'm making use of a helper function, remove white space, to remove all the white spaces from S. And we also need to know the next index from where it will be starting. So let the starting index be, I'm just making use of an empty a single digit array. So let it be 0. I'm just passing that as well into the helper function. Now I need to see what is the first character, like whether it is a negative, whether it's a positive, or it's a digit itself, so that the default is a positive number. So if s dot caret of the starting index of 0 is equal to a negative number, then we need to track, let me also track the length of the string. So int sign is equal to, let it be 1, because by default if there are no signs then it is a positive number, and if there is a sign then we need to handle by making use of this variable. So if it is a negative number, we will flip sign to negative number, and we will just increase this. Else we need to see whether we have a positive number. So f dot caret of starting index of 0 is equal to positive number, then our sign will be 1, and we need to start from the next index. So now we need like to handle, like if we make use of an integer number and if it goes beyond the maximum value, then we will not be able to know whether our number has exceeded the limit. So I am just making use of a larger like a long type. So let it be 0, and we can start iterating from the starting index 0, index is less than the length of the string, index plus plus. So if let me have current char is equal to s dot caret of index. So if my current char, we only need to do the operation if it is within the digit range, so greater than or equal to 0, and then current char is less than or equal to 9, then only we need to do the operations. Otherwise we can just break. So we can add a note here, and if it is not, we will just break. Otherwise we will build our number. So number equal to number into 10 plus ch minus 0. Now we need to see whether this formed number has exceeded the integer limit. So if number into sign is greater than integer dot max value, we just return integer dot max value. If number into sign is less than integer dot min value, then return integer dot min value. In all other cases, we will just return number into sign. Into sign, and this is the remove white space helper method, where I'm just going through the initial string, and whenever I see an empty space, I am just incrementing the starting index, and if I see a character which is not a space, I just return all the strings after that. Then we will just compute our number. So let me submit. Okay, so the thing happening, at first we are finding the removing the white spaces, then we are checking whether it is negative or a positive, and if nothing, then it's treated as a positive. Then we will be building the number, and if the number, we will be building only if the characters are a digit. So this will be making sure whenever we see any characters is not a digit, we will just break from there and return the number whatever we have seen. Otherwise we will build the number, and if it goes beyond the maximum value of the integer limit, we will just return integer dot max value. Same case for the minimum value, and we will just return finally the number with the sign positive or negative. So the time complexity is big of length of the string, and the space complexity will be big of 1.